Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, being joined tonight by the man in black. He is your coach and my coach. He is the one, the only, the man they call Derek.
Yo, yo, yo.
Also joining us on the call tonight will be BJ. BJ is in the house.
Beach.
What's going on?
We are going to finish tonight. We will not get off of here until we finish the State of AEW Part 2. I'm going to let BJ kind of handle that portion of it. We'll get into some things. We're going to review Dynamite. And I may even want to talk a little WWE 2K22, just slightly, because these are some video game friends of mine as well. So if you guys want to hang around for that talk, please feel free to do so. I am going to hit the intro, and then we are going to start the show off with a small little tribute, but I'm going to talk about it. Let's get it.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson, yes. Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
All right, everybody. I know most people are going to be like, what is Conrad talking about? But I got to do this. I have to, for the childhood me. We're going to pay a little tribute tonight to Ice Train. Growing up as a kid, I was a huge fan of Fire and Ice. If you don't know, Great American Bash 1996, the build-up tag match were the Steiner Brothers versus Fire and Ice. Go find those matches on Nitro, Raw, best power slams you'll see by big dudes ever. Ice Train was one of my favorites. Some people called him Smooth. He was M.I. Smooth during the New Blood reign. Very good dude. I was very sad to see that DDP had passed away. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts or feelings in regards to Ice Train, but if you guys want to say so, feel free. Tonight's show I'm going to dedicate to Ice Train. Thank you very much, Ice Train, for your contributions to the pro wrestling world. I hope that people acknowledge him. I know I'm a fan of some of the obscure people. I'm going to lose it when it's Too Cold Scorpio, Flash Funk, like one of my favorites of all time. Like, I'm telling you guys, appreciate these guys while they're here, man. Much love, man. Ice Train, let's get it. Dynamite first, Beach?
I think so. I would like to formally introduce what I think may be the Player Haters Club of the night. Because I don't think it's just going to be Derek that's hating, at least on this show, not for the State of AEW.
I hear you. Let's get into this. Hold on. Listen, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to take these headset out because I just realized Derek can't hear anything. So here's what we're going to do. If the audio gets bad, you guys are just going to put up something in the chat so we know. How's that sound? Sound good, Beach?
Sounds good to me.
Hold on. I got you on mute. Say something. All good, Beach?
All good.
Okay. We'll do our best here when it comes to that. Ooh, actually... Hold on. I'm flipping it back. I'm putting the headphones back in.
I was going to say, I can pop mine. That should be fine, right?
No, it's not you. It's speakers. So I'm going to give you guys a piece of tech advice. Dell has a glitch on some of their speakers, and it sucks. It sucks real bad. So me and Derek, we're going to have to split a headphone, bro. Old school ways. Hold on. I'm going to give you some. I'm going to sanitize this. We're clean brothers here over at EPW. Little
Sanitation,
no breathing. All right, so that way you can hear it. All right, Beach test.
Check.
Can
you guys hear me all right?
Yep, you can hear us all right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, chat. This is your time to shine. We're rolling through this pretty quickly. Going to give some shout outs to people. Terrell, first one that was in the house tonight, talking about Hook not playing. We're going to get into that. Oh, he's talking about, on the side note, Dwayne Johnson confirmed on ESPN that he owns the Rock trademark, meaning he can wrestle for any company he wants. Any company. Nice. He's also on the board, man. He ain't going to do that. That's a great way to get kicked off the board. Let me tell you, it is political when it comes to corporate America. I don't think Rock's going to be doing that. He said that main event is why WWE guys was why WWE guys have practice matches in the PC at house shows. I actually really like today's episode. You might not like me on this one. Matt Lopez says, hello. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good day. What up, Matt? Appreciate you, brother. All love, all love. Who was ready for another Netflix price increase? What up, B-Boy Skyline? It's coming. I'm just letting y'all know. By the time this deal is done, when Netflix is $30 a month, you remember who was telling you that that's going to happen.
They cut that lowest tier already. The day after
I
they
saw
made
that
the announcement, they said, goodbye. You got to pay more.
Wait, so do you have Netflix?
No.
I do not either. I gave up on it once they started saying you can't share, and I was like, yep, I'm done.
That's exactly what I did too.
Nope. So there's 3 people with no Netflix. I'm considering. I'm thinking of ways right now. He said, "No, I'm out.
I'm out."
Strictly SmackDown fan over here, guys. You watch on cable? Boo.
I mean, don't get me wrong. SmackDown has been the better show.
Matt Lopez says Netflix and wrestle. I like to say Netflix and Phil.
But
I should have pulled up the soundboard. We'll save it. Netflix going in Raw. All right. I see a lot of inappropriate comments in here. Also, can we get a reaction to CJ's reaction to this Cody and Punk segment? Marvelous. Sold me on the Royal Rumble.
Nah.
Bro, see, Derek, you're hating, bro. This is hate. They hyped up the Royal Rumble. BJ, wasn't that a good segment? Come on, BJ.
I thought that was a pretty good segment.
Yeah, you're hating, Derek.
Nah.
That sold the Rumble because the Rumble sucks when there's only one guy who can win. Have you ever watched bad Royal Rumbles where it's like last year, Cody? I was like, bro, it's only Cody. Does anybody think Otis is about to win? Come on. You can't have that. So I thought that was good.
Here for Cody.
Connor in the house. What up? Matt said RIP to Ice Train. For real. Renegade L2K. What up, James? He said, so thoughts on Bully Ray's tweet? Bro, I'm tired of Bully Ray. All right. Bully Ray said something didn't make sense about the segment with the tattoo. I'm going to get into that. I don't know what Bully Ray wanted. Tell me a story. What do you want to know? Like, the story's in front of you, bro. It's in front of you. I don't.
Sometimes it's not as clear as day as people want it to be.
Oh, it was clear to me. It was very clear. Beej, did you feel anything to Bully Ray's tweet that he's referring to?
I didn't see his tweet.
So he was mad about the segment with Toni Storm and Deonna with the tattoo. We're going to get more in depth into it, but I was like, it was pretty clear what the story was.
Yeah.
He was like, tell me a story. I'm like, what's the story?
Jeez.
What do you want? What do you want them to? You got a tattoo and they match.
It's a fight for the title. And in this particular segment, it was showing that they came from the same place, same backgrounds. And
they're friends. They were friends at one point.
So there you go.
But I'm sorry, I don't agree with Bully Ray a lot of times. So that's just me. We would be arguing if we were in a creative room. I'm like, nah. It's crazy. I side with Tommy Dreamer more, honestly, about things than him. But
I mean, Tommy Dreamer's not wrong at times, but
yeah, Tommy Dreamer. I relax as I have seen better matches on OVW live in the district. What matches are you referring to, sir? Heard Derek wanted to see Tebow versus Big Show.
Absolutely not.
It's crazy to think that that's the reason why WWE probably just made $500 million per year on Raw because of Nick Khan. They called Nick Khan, who was Tim Tebow's agent, to try to get him to wrestle Big Show at a WrestleMania.
Wait a minute, bro.
No, this is how Triple H found him.
Nah. Nick Khan is whose agent?
He was a big sports agent for multiple people, like for a firm. And he was Tim Tebow's agent, and they met for a deal, and Triple H liked him a lot, and that's what sparked the relationship with WWE.
Listen.
It's Vince McMahon's greatest hire, bro. 500, Derek. If that man put $500 million in your pocket, you wouldn't be like, you know what? Pound it, bro.
I mean, I am, but
for the business reasons.
For the business reasons, yeah. But Tim Tebow, that's a loss, bro.
Deonna said y'all broke it already. We didn't break nothing. How dare you? Let me see here, Derek. I'll send you a link to watch on the web. Good luck.
Send it to me. I'll watch it.
I want Punk and Cody to take each other out. No Bret Hart, Lex Luger's now. McKinney says, yo, I'm here to listen to the tale that was AEW Dynamite from the trio champs of Wednesday night, EPW, and to let y'all know, I got $19 for a lap dance, but I only got $1 for a cigarette.
I respect it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. You want to talk about bad Royal Rumbles? 2015 is horrible. We can count down bad Rumbles another day. Today, we are going to talk Dynamite. Dynamite's card was, I thought it looked good from afar, but I don't know. Beej?
Is this an updated picture of the matchup, like the card? Because I thought maybe there was a match or two that weren't on here when I would.
They updated it. I found it. Shout out to Toni Kaun for last minute changes.
Yeah, I think the card looked great. The implementation, not so much.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards BJ tonight. If you're a big AEW fan, you're gonna not be a fan of this. I don't know if Jason's in the chat, but Jason, you're gonna scream at us, I think, tonight, just so you're aware. BJ, I do have the tweet up about rankings that came out, I think either while we were recording last week or whatever. I don't know if you want to talk about that now. You want to hold off and save it for you.
We can talk about that right now. Rankings are back.
Here you go.
And you're welcome. I just had to say it that way. We just talked about this last Wednesday about bringing that back, and then here you go, Saturday announcement.
Okay, let's talk about the rankings. Did you like the rankings initially being implemented? Same questions for the chat out there as well.
Yes. I thought that it was going to be something new, something interesting, and I knew, just like with everything in professional wrestling, pretty much, it's never going to stay constant, but that would make things intriguing, like how the heel would make his way to get a challenge without having to, do the ranking system. For certain things, can it be broken or can you add a match in between? Absolutely. So I was excited for it when it first came in. As it was going out, I didn't think it was making sense.
Correct. That's how I felt. The FTR thing is what I was done with. I was like, these guys have 3 belts and they've been number 1 contenders for months and you haven't given them a shot. What's going on here? And I don't know if that was so much Tony. Like I said, there was a lot of weird stuff happening at that time. That was the beginning of the Young Ducks, quack, quack. That was the beginning of a lot of garbage, though, behind the scenes garbage with Punk, Elite, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. You can get into all that stuff. We talked about it last week. That's why we mentioned it. But lots was happening, and the rankings don't work. But I think it's a great way to keep Tony focused. But all the wrestlers have to agree. When Tony says you have to lose, you have to lose.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. There's no getting around it. It's once you implement the ranking system, it has to stay in place, and you have to abide by that, or it just falls to the wayside, and then you're just going chaotic again.
Yeah, Deonna says screw those rankings. I guess she wasn't a fan of the system. I think it makes sense if you implement it correctly. Do you think all the titles need tiers, though? Like, do the trios need their own ranks? Does the tag need their own ranks? Or is it just, okay, TNT can be loosey-goosey and we can mix it with the world? Like, I didn't like that either.
Yeah, no, I think they should all have their own ranks.
I agree. Like, if you're in that division, then we're going to slot you over here right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you get maybe you have like a level up match. Like, you want to compete for the world title? Show me you want to compete. World title, maybe 10 contenders, TNT 5. Even if you want to, maybe the trios could be open challenge. Like, you don't need rank to challenge for those.
I can deal with that.
Yeah. And I'm still hoping that they eventually unite the trios titles and make them just cross-branded.
Yeah, that's the best way to go.
I hope that's what we're leading to.
Yes. in the chat real quick, Nightbot letting y'all know that there is a Discord server for you guys to check out. Please feel free. Shout out to E for the idea to bring Nightbot back. Hubbard Wrestler Weekly said, Brother Conrad, my guy Derek, BJ, reports say attendance for AEW approached record lows. I hope things turn around. As for the card itself, not bad at all. The product is solid. I don't understand how like AEW's bad publicity is amplified by like 20 versus anything else that they do. Like, I don't get it. I feel for them. And I also want people to know that I'm going to put this in the chat. We are going to be on Sean's show tomorrow, 8:05. Be there. We're going to be talking Royal Rumble stuff. I hope Sean's going to let us get into a little bit of the Rock talk. And a little bit of the maybe a little Punk Cody stuff. We might be able to squeeze that in there, but I got to talk about that Netflix Raw deal. I got to talk some business with it. If not, you'll want to be there Monday when we get to talk it. I don't think me and Derek are going to do a live review for it, but come to Clash of the Podcast live every Monday, 6:05, and we will be there to talk the Rumble as well with you guys before Raw. Matt said, I like the rankings. They make sense. Terrell was cool with the rankings. Originally, Deanna said, yes, good idea, but then they messed it up. Oh, that's when booking gets in the way. You know how that goes. McKinney says, so I've been ready for Thunder Rosa to come back, but why is she in the path of Julia Hart and not Toni Storm unless they did something tonight? I think too much time had passed for Thunder Rosa and they had moved on from it and made plans, and then she came back and it's like, well, we're not going to disrupt all of these. But do you want to beat her when she comes back too? See, Tony's booking is very protective of people. That's the issue too. Like, if you don't want people to lose, that's just me. E says, nah, rankings was Punk's fault. Alvarez said so. It's got to be true. That was ridiculous, in my opinion. We talked about it a little bit last week. Like, was it really Punk's fault about the rankings? What do you want him to say? I think Punk was right when he said it at the time.
Yeah.
My boys are getting screwed, and they don't make sense. What is this? Get rid of them.
Yeah, around that time, that was when all that was going down.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he was mad about a lot of things too. If you take on Top Ranking and win, you automatically move up. Yeah. And I think that can add stakes to matches. Imagine like number 4 versus 3 and who's going to get the spot. Now, how do you get to triple threats? That's going to be weird because it's kind of defined. You could just have Hangman and Swerve face each other if you're having a dilemma for who's number 1 contender. 6 weeks till the show. Da, 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 da. But we'll see if they do that. Let me see. Terrell said, who should be in the main event? Rock. Oh, here we go. Rock versus Roman or Rock versus Cody Swerve. I'm staying out of that. I'll discuss it tomorrow on Sean's show. I promise you.
If it's Rock versus Cody, then Cody loses.
I am adamant. I am betting all my money at this point. It's a triple threat. I'm telling you.
We'll see. Cactus in the house. Evening, lads. Chins up. Nips out. I don't even know if I can say that. And remember, Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Woo! Stepdaddy Cac in the house. What's going on, Cactus? Yeah, I'm leaning more towards that. I told everyone that. I think it's going to be Rock or Roman on Netflix. But I'll discuss more tomorrow. I promise. TK has no agency. He can't resist Punk. TK is the salt, and Punk was Jafar. To hell with Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated's gone, I think. When everybody was reporting that today, I was like, didn't they just get disbanded? And are we sure this isn't AI? Weren't they caught having fake writers? Mm-hmm. Conrad Cushman of Sports Illustrated here. Chat GPT. Here we go. Thank you. Print article about LeBron James. You know how it goes. Sports Illustrated didn't go under. They didn't want to pay for it anymore. But let's get into this show. I promise you, this is going to be much quicker tonight. Samoa Joe opens up the show. He lets you know he is a badass champion and he dresses well. Out comes Hook. The bat signal up in the air. I swear to you, I'm about to find a Batman picture and put this in there with Hook or something. I got to find something that's good. If you guys find a good picture, you send it to me. Boom. They show it. And that's one thing I will compliment on the show tonight was production. They've done a lot of cool little things lately, like point up. The lighting's been better for like those types of things. The camera work tonight, where the camera went around in the main event match after they went through the barricade and it circled around them. I thought that was a really cool look, as you see like Suzuki like laughing crazy. And I was like, this is a good camera angle. Hook comes out. He doesn't say too many words, and he basically says he's going to see Joe in the future. What does that mean? Ash whooping. It's coming. Not right now, but it's coming later.
Part 2.
So he's going to go down. That was the match. Joe gets on commentary after we get to the opener. Anybody got something to say about Joe?
I mean, he's great.
Joe is great. I got no issues.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Joe. Joe is always going to cut a great promo. I like what's going on between him and Hook. Once you get that, like,
well, that's not even going to be the match.
I know, but just the banter back between, back and forth between them, and then the match that they had, it's like this is nice. It's like a breath of fresh air.
Now, I don't know. The bat signal was kind of weak tonight. What do you mean, Cher? What did you want? You wanted flashing? You wanted Gordon out there showing you the bat signal?
You wanted the jazz hands.
You wanted Hook. It's Hook. I don't know what people want from this, but I thought it was cool. Like I said, it's a nice little touch. They own DC properties. Use it.
Right. Yep.
First match of the night. Pentagon versus Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with these guys and the mustaches. This has to be some joke between all of them or something, or who could grow the best mustache. They must be in some pool. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
this must be for milk money or something, because I have no idea why they all grew mustaches the same week.
Dude, did you see there was something on Facebook on Solid Monster's page where they had a picture of Hangman and someone else, and it was like the process has begun.
It's Magnum TA.
Magnum TA, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is when you said Tom Selleck, I was like, you mean Magnum TA?
It's all the same. It's all the same. Oh yeah, and I don't even know if I can call Gomez anymore. He shaved off the mustache.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He looked 10 years younger too when he did. I was like, thank goodness. Just for the looks department. Like, yeah, come on now.
Well, at least it ain't crooked.
Crooked mustache. How, bro? Hangman and Pentagon was good in the beginning. Like, I enjoyed the back and forth, but it was the ending that really cheesed me off. Me and BJ were talking during this match. This pissed me off to no end. So here's where I started getting mad about the show. And for the first hour, I promise you it's like this. It's just downhill. So if I get worse, I apologize. Why? After he hits... So Pentagon got dogged after he hit the Made in Japan. He hits the move, boom. That was his last hope spot. Right. Then Deadeye on the apron, moonsault to the ground. He goes for the buckshot. He ducks. He clotheslines him, hops back over, hits the buckshot. I'm like, is Pentagon garbage? Like, what is this? Why did he just get like 7 moves of death? I understand if this was someone else. I promise you. If you were like, yo, Conrad Cushman's in there with Hangman Page, and this should be on Dark, I'm totally okay with it if I got squashed. This is Pentagon, though, bro. Do not treat this dude like this. Why did he lose in this fashion? I just thought he deserved so much more. Pentagon is really good, and he's been solid for you. And you had him go toe-to-toe with Orange Cassidy. Now he's struggling with Hangman. Like, give the guy something. I'm not saying he should have won. I'm saying let him look better than this at the end. I hated the ending of this.
Yeah, I agree that like that's crazy. Penta is he's on that top-notch level where you can't just walk him like that. Like it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. You know, I love Penta, and you can't do that. Like, not. It was competitive, and then just sudden break. After that big Made in Japan, which looked amazing. I don't know.
I just don't understand why we did things that way. But Hangman got the win. Right call for the finish. We know where they're going with this. It's fine. Like I said,
Is it though?
what?
Is it fine?
I'm fine with it. I'm
Oh,
fine with it. Yo,
I'm-
honestly, who else do? Yo, AEW's in a spot that it is tough to be them right now, bro. I told BJ this. I told Sean was the one who opened my eyes to this on Clash of the Podcast. I can't remember what episode it was now, but a couple weeks back, I told Sean it was the Adam Cole thing. Anything they do is not good enough anymore. Whatever they do, they're like, people will find something to poo-poo on this about, and it's bad. Tonight, the crowd, that I heard more about that than any matchups tonight. Like, I'm still excited to see this match. Nobody said that. It was, man, they couldn't draw more than 2,000 people in Savannah, Georgia. Ha ha ha. And I'm just like, what is this? Like, that's not helpful. Say something. Tell me how they are going to bring more people into the arena. When WWE does bad, I come with a suggestion like, hey, instead of pushing so-and-so, you could do this with them. Or, hey, AEW wasn't good tonight. You could have did this. You could have pushed Penta a little bit more. Come with a reason. If you don't come with a reason, I think you're just hating the hate. Like, that's just how I see it.
Real quick. Forgot to say, my guy Hubs.
Best Commissioner Gordon. Any personal favorites? Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah.
I would say so.
I'm with you on that.
We'll take that, E. We'll take that. Let's see here. Forever Gomez. Does he just have to keep the name? Is that what you guys are telling me? I just have to call him that?
Yeah.
Justice for Penta.
Yeah, big time.
The match last week made Joe look weak. Joe Hook almost died. He went through a table on the back of his head because he had to give Hook the full arsenal. So he literally is going to have to stab someone like Moxley, but that's just me. I didn't take it that way. I think they tried to build Hook up to be very tough, and Hook is in Jeff Hardy a la 2002 spot. Yeah. He is the up-and-comer that you need to watch out for. Do not sleep on this dude. He will beat you.
Right.
Your wording is so serendipitous for my thoughts.
Ooh,
because that match was, Hook has been unstoppable. So Joe had to use everything against him. It's not his time. He's not ready yet. As you said, the Jeff Hardy treatment, what happened with Hook and Joe is the opposite of what happened tonight in Jeff Hardy and Swerve. And I can't wait to talk about that.
Yes. Do not besmirch the good name of my childhood favorite, Magnum TA. The Butterfly Cowboy isn't in his league at all. Point blank, period. Whew, rough out here. Deonna, demons, that's what I'm saying. That check didn't clear for a day for Mr. WCW 2000. BJ, remind me of that conversation we had to bring that point up later about Dave and what he put.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Chair relax. Storylines will definitely help fill out arenas instead of just random matches. I'm getting real tired of people saying there's not storylines, and they're there. I can explain them to you. They're there. They're telling them every week, but I don't know. I don't know you tell me what doesn't have a storyline, and I'll adjust for you.
I think it's more along the lines of some of the stuff we talked about last week with the new fans that I had met that were into WWE and not much AEW. It's the fact that the stories, most of them are being told in the ring and not all just with vignettes and everything like WWE style.
Yeah. Do you want to be vignetted to death? I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes WWE, there's points where I'm like, I get it, bro. I got it. I got the story, bro. I am good. Hook is Taz's seed, bro. That's all you need to know. See? That it's exactly what you said, though, BJ. It's very good points. Very, very handsome. Very, very evil. Very, very handsome. The Hook hugs. Enough said. Give me the storylines. You give me the ones that aren't storylines, Chair Relax. I'm asking you. I'm ready to battle you. You tell me what you got first, and I'll tell you what's the storyline. You put them up there, and we'll get into it. Orange Cassidy. All right. I love Orange Cassidy as much as the next guy. I have defended this guy, putting the hands in the pockets, all that. This second international title reign has been buns. I'm not enjoying this as much as the first one. I'm sorry to say it. And the whole, I have a match next week. I'm lazy. This isn't cute anymore. I'm over it. Stop. This is bad interview. It was weird television. And everyone's like, ha ha ha. I mean, bro, I don't laugh at a lot of stuff. Derek knows, like the stuff people think is funny on Raw, I'm sitting there with the serious face like, bro, get this out of here. And AEW is usually better at comedy, but this stuff has gone on way too long with Orange. I'm ready for the Roderick Strong match yesterday. So please do that match. I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. This was different for Orange Cassidy because normally it's like that awkward funny. And this felt like every comedian's impression of Michael Cera. If that makes sense. It was that kind of awkward.
And nobody can do Michael Cera like Michael Cera.
Right.
Very true.
He's very unique, and if you don't get it, you don't get it.
But that's what it felt like. It felt like Orange Cassidy was trying to do his best, like if Michael Cera played Orange Cassidy. It didn't even feel like his normal.
I got nothing. Derek, you want to add anything or just keep it moving? Sounds like keep it moving.
Yeah, let's just keep it moving.
Young Bucks. Young Bucks are backstage, so they're doing this whole EVP abuse of power. I hate this. It is bad TV. I'm sorry. I do not care about them abusing their power. Abuse your power to make a better show. Like, I almost swore. Like, that's what I want you to do then. Abuse your power and make a better show. Wrestle a damn match then if you're so great. Like, do something. I'm just over it, Beach. Like, I don't...
It's like they said, oh, Vince is out of wrestling. Why don't we bring that element over here for a story? No one wanted that. No one wanted it when it was happening. Like,
I feel like they lost being cool. Like, ever since Brawl Out, did Ace Steel knock the cool out of one of you? Like, what happened? The Young Bucks were popular. Everyone, they're cool, they're funny, they're a great team. It's like they knocked everything out of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not saying they're not talented. I won't say that about the Young Bucks, but I don't know what happened. Like, it was even before that, though. I started noticing things, and I'm just like, what has happened? Is it fatigue of them? Because we didn't have fatigue before? I don't know.
I definitely think it's fatigue, for one. For two, I definitely don't like the route that they're going right now, because to me, it seems like, all right, you abuse your power backstage, but now we want to boast ourselves abusing of power on TV now. Like, this is where my respect for you is starting to dwindle.
And Tony Khan is right there to be like, no, this isn't happening. I don't get it. It just, there's too much to it that I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling this. And like BJ said, you're mimicking or mocking someone that we're like, nah, I don't really want to see that.
Yeah, no.
So this is lame. And when they went away, I thought it would be cool. Adam Cole's whole crew had the one and it went away. Wait, whole crew had the head and one and it went away. I don't know what that means. Beach, can you decipher this?
I think maybe you're saying like they were the head story and it just went away.
It didn't go away.
No.
They said they were on a mission. Okay, I got this. Hold on now. Hold on. So did they not say we are on a mission to take all the belts, right?
Yep.
Did Roderick Strong not get wins and then last week say, I'm going to take the belt from you, Orange Cassidy, when I want to at Revolution? So they've made a pay-per-view match.
Yep.
What do you mean? And then the next match, which I thank you for doing this because now I'm going to get through this super quick. Wardlow versus Trent Beretta. What was the purpose of this match? I called him the Wardlow. Wardlow does a last ride now for a finisher. He walked around and chumped Trent, and this was Wardlow's first competitive match in a while. He got pinned, made Trent not look like a full-blown chump, but he still had to take the L because that's what Trent does. Also in Fight Forever. Get your game now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens. Yeah. Trent loses. No big deal. And he's friends with Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor in them. Ding, ding, ding. It makes sense. And that's why Orange came to protect his friend. Little stare down. So right now they're building up the mid-card people. So Adam Cole is like, we're going to get that belt first. We already have the ROH tag titles. And then Wardlow's coming for the world title. The build is happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is going on. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's there. I'm going through the chat here. Michael Cera, AEW TLC, please don't. Unless he's dancing like super bad on the DVD.
Oh.
He said he got told to dance like that for like an hour. He was like, this is ridiculous. Just doing random moves. McKinney said, I get the story being told in the ring, but it throws you off when you see people so far apart that you're asking, why are they wrestling, or your opinion of the Penta match. What's the story? The story is for Hangman. Penta got, so here's what happens. Now I'm going to teach you guys something else too. You have to remember that these people are promised money. And in WWE, formerly, they used to, when a tag team got hurt, oh, Ivar's not on TV because his partner's hurt. See you later. AEW doesn't do that. They're like, Phoenix is hurt. Well, Penta will get you on TV. You might have to take a couple L's, but we'll get you on TV and we'll do what we have to do for you.
Right.
Fine. Cool. That's okay. It was meant to give Hangman a competitive match and put him over as, okay, you're the number one contender. That's what it's supposed. That's the story. The story is about Hangman, not Penta.
But they did add a story element right as the entrances were happening, because they made it a point to start talking about the ranking system being back and that these two were fighting so that they could start establishing their 2024 record.
Ding. Another good point. It wasn't normal OC. Nicholas and Matthew meh. Young Bucks look like they robbed Morris Day's closet. They look like Dollar Store Miami Vice. How are they abusing power? They haven't done shit. No, they were like, they told Top Flight, are you late? We don't have to fight you. I'm just kidding. I didn't get it. Like, it didn't even make sense.
When they're like, no, we've been here since 1, they're like, then why aren't you in gear?
Yeah.
When like all this kind of, and just, yeah.
Someone said A Steel line is a bar. Chill. It's just bad Bucks. I want to see the Bucks abuse their world power that gets Brandon a world championship shot. Please don't let them use the rankings for this, please. You can flush the rankings if you do something like that. Just get rid of them then.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks beat Sting and Darby. The Ducks abused power behind the scenes and ran off the golden goose, and now they want to play it on TV when it could have made more money with Punk on TV. Your words to the wrestling god's ears, McKinney. I don't know what else to say. Like, no, that truthfully, like, all wrestling fans should probably hear that at least. Like, you would have made more money if you did this with Punk,
right?
And it would have probably been better. I didn't watch. That's why I'm asking, because it sounds like Penta got smashed. No, he didn't get smashed. It was competitive in the beginning. I just hated that he got hit with like 7 moves in a row after.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude, can he get something here? Can he roll him up? Can he do something?
Yeah, that was way too much. Like, you don't do that to somebody like Penta who's on that level. If you're gonna walk somebody, you gotta walk somebody who's a young boy or something like that, because you can't do that to certain people. It doesn't make sense.
I just thought Penta's too good for it. And I'm standing on business with that. That's just my feeling. Getting back into this Collision, we get an amazing announcement. Bryan Danielson will face Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata. See, I pay respect to legends. So that should be a good match. That is one for anyone who's a fan of like virtual pro wrestling or WCW Revenge. This should be fun. All right. Enjoy the match. I know you're going to be like, what's this old dude doing in here with Danielson?
They announced
this.
Right.
Well, the first time they put this on TV, they announced it for happening that night.
Really?
And then the very next break, they announced it for Collision. I
did not notice that if they did that. I had it for Collision from this point forward, though. So maybe I'm wrong.
The first time it had popped up, I think it was during the Penta and Hangman match. It was initially like for Dynamite. Oh,
see, I noticed it after, so maybe you're correct. Now, another match that's happening on Collision. By the way, this is going to be during the Royal Rumble. It is going to be FTR and Daniel Garcia in an elimination steel cage trios match. That should be one to be reckoned with. I'm going to definitely have that on the DVR. Not going to lie, definitely watching the Royal Rumble. Keeping it above.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Although I will need a quick devil's necktie.
Come on now. Now, going into this, I think Wardlow won, if I didn't mention it. Rampage, we're getting a freshly squeezed 4-way. The Butcher, he better win. I'm not even kidding. I will be so mad on Friday if I'm watching this tired after work. He better win. Kip Sabian, Commander, and Vikingo. Yo, that's how I feel. I heard this. I was just like, dude, just tell me they're losing. Just tell me they're losing. That's and don't give it to Vikingo, please. Don't ruin him.
Yeah, don't take his shine right now. Like he's gotta be overlooked.
Matt Lopez says Nagata versus Danielson should be fire. Hope Brian breaks out his maroon style Nagata tights. Heck yeah, I love those. The night then changed. They changed the match. Now it's called Escape the Cage Elimination. I guess Butcher is losing. Don't say that, Deonna. Don't say that. Probably a safe bet, but don't say that. Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm. This is the Bully Ray segment. Explain the tattoo. We get another cool feature. Half black and white screen.
Yes.
And half on the other side where it's Deonna's just like bright, showing off her tan. Mm-hmm. I like this. Toni Storm is all types of craziness, and Deonna's being serious, and she can't figure out what's wrong with her old best friend. Mariah May is there. I watched her on AEW with RJ. It will make you appreciate her so much more when you look at this. Mariah May, fantastic. This was a fantastic segment. Got me hyped. They both showed they had matching tattoos. That's the story, Bully. They're friends. They have matching tattoos. I don't get how anybody couldn't get it. If me and BJ both showed up and we had grilled cheese sandwiches on our forearms, I'd be like, yo. You don't get the story? Come on, dude. Come on.
Always a connection to anything. Anything and everything. There's always one.
Is Bully booked anyway right now? I know he's doing the Busted Open radio.
I know where he's never going to be booked.
But
AEW, because he always
he was
says
talking
something
about that mess this week on Twitter. I did see that, him and Max Caster.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, in these kinds of moments, if you get what I'm saying, Bully just needs to be a fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, Savannah's got one of the worst crowds. Prince Rockstar said, I won't say Savannah, but it was rough tonight. It was rough. Grilled Cheese Mafia EPW exclusive shirt. If you get it over, if you can get people in here chanting for Grilled Cheese Mafia and you also you'll buy the shirt, I will get it made. I will get it made. All right. Where were we with all of this? So yeah, that's what happened with it. I'm about to blow through this. The energy sucked tonight. I have this written down too. The energy sucked from the crowd. There just weren't enough people in there. I felt bad. I wasn't trying to acknowledge the crowd being less than 2K, whatever, but there was no energy here tonight. Like, it didn't sound like a Dynamite crowd that we've heard in the past. It didn't sound like the early days, like how when I see BJ's stuff behind him, that's what I think, the old days of Dynamite. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't there. Yeah. Moxley was on TV. Did he make that match that he's going to do with Lee Moriarty on Rampage? Was that what that was? I don't know. I missed the segment.
I was going to say, if memory serves me, it just seemed like he was hyping up the Blackpool Combat Club, talking about all their wins and championships and dominance, and that it was going to continue. And that's basically what I got from it. It wasn't even directed, or I didn't take as much for that match as what that promo seemed to be about.
Yeah, same. Listen, Rampage, Moxley, Lee Moriarty, Christopher Daniels versus Konosuke Takeshita, Anna Jay versus Ruby Soho, and the freshly squeezed 4-way. There you have it. I'm not repeating these anymore. Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie come out. Taya makes a challenge to Deonna Purrazzo. I hope they're continuing Johnny TV, possibly feuding with our boy and the boys. He should be on TV more. He is an AEW staple, I think. His entrance is great. Dalton Castle is the best.
Oh, I love Dalton. The minute that they were starting to show him right when ROH closed before the ROH purchase, I was like, please sign Dalton. Like, I love Dalton.
Wow. Bubba doesn't understand he has no friends.
That's because he's a bully.
Man.
He's a bully. Deonna said put the Gun Boys in the crowd. They made noise. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, just rough out here, man. I'm over this. So yeah, she makes the challenge. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to see Taya on TV more. I think Taya's lack of TV time comes for her working with Johnny TV. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like they're on ROH because of them being together, but maybe they could be the vets over there, which is fine too.
Yeah.
But whatever. It was okay promo. Like I said, I thought Deonna and Toni Storm, that was my favorite moment so far as we got into this. Jeff Hardy and Swerve. I'm going to keep this quick. Swanton Bomb missed, house call. Swerve gets the stomp for the win. Swerve made the most of this match, in my opinion, is all I wanted to say. Swerve, they said, you got this much time. You and Jeff go out there. And everybody said Jeff only sucks when he's with Matt. I saw on Twitter a lot of.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
I'm gonna disagree on that statement with watching this match.
You thought this was a bad match?
I thought it was terrible. I thought the Dustin Rhodes and Swerve match that was too long because Swerve is too established was better than this match.
Really? Now, what didn't you like? Was it Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff was very slow in this match and just kind of.
I sense that they're telling some kind of story with them like slowing up, losing, that kind of stuff. They mentioned the losing streak, whatever. I don't watch Rampage, so I don't see the Hardys. Yeah, that was a shot to their being stuck in a universe. All I could think about during this match and with how long it was going, unfortunately, was about the Bucks and getting all their friends on. And this show felt very much like all the Bucks' friends had to be on tonight.
Yeah. McKinney is yelling at us. The look of y'all body language says this show was meh. So let's get to the good stuff and crack a beer and tell some stories. Look, Swerve won. I thought Swerve made the most of this. Derek, any thoughts?
I did not care for this match, only because I felt like this was a time, and you know, you guys can disagree with me, but
I already did.
I definitely felt like this was Tony Khan saying like, all right, you guys had enough. I've had enough of you moaning about being on Dynamite. So here you go. Be on there with Dynamite.
The way I took it was for this match, I agree with BJ that I see a heel turn coming for the Hardys and like a change, because even Jeff's face paint wasn't really done the same way. It was different. I was more happy that Swerve carried him to an okay match, and I was more impressed that Swerve was able to do that and not lose his cool. Him swerving in front of Jeff, it writes itself. I'm not even going to say anything else about it, but I was just like, come on, dog. Come on. Just what they did here was what it was. Swerve needed the win.
I do want to make it a point for while we're talking about the Dynamite review. Think of that match. Think of how long it was. And now from this point till the end of the show, this was the last hour of the show. I have a point at the end.
Got it. I'm going to try and go through these quick. Thunder Rosa and Velvet. Holy crud. I did not take notes for this. This is what I expected. They gave Thunder Rosa the burn here. She gets the win in the end. I don't even. Does anyone remember the finish? I can't say that I do.
Not off the top of my head.
I'm guessing she went with the Thunder Driver. I'm assuming.
I looked away just as it was happening.
2 women segments though on this show. Notice, I think that they've been the ones cooking on the show a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
That might be what you need to watch.
But that match wasn't initially advertised. That's the one that was on the card that wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. I had to go get the graphic last minute. Here it is right here.
There initially was only going to be 1 women's segment, and it wasn't even a match.
Correct.
They changed that. But they added that in last minute.
So we found out next week. So if you guys are back next week, Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie. And then we also find out that there's going to be a dealer's choice match backstage. Hangman and Swerve will pick each other's opponents. Interesting. I like the use of the name because they do Casino Battle Royale, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we can get down with this. It'll be interesting to see who they pick. Maybe you're not supposed to know until the last minute or until you send it in to Tony. He can't advertise it.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they're going to just keep doing what they're doing. Like I said, they're building them up as contenders for each other, but you could have them face each other. See, this is where the rankings hurt a little bit because it's like, well, then why don't you just have them face? But you'd have to have them have a draw. Why would you have to have a three-way?
Right.
Blah, 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 blah.
And when we all know the draw is not what we want.
But what I would like for them to do? Implement ECW style rules where every triple threat is an elimination instead. That would make more sense then to me, but
I can go with that.
Right? I'm just putting it out there. Darby Allin and Sting pop up. Here they go. We hear from them. Basically, they want to challenge for the tag titles. The Young Bucks are watching backstage on the screen, the Tron, whatever, with their headsets on. Cut the camera. That's not a good angle, Sting. the headsets look like they were straight from your number munchers class where you played in Catholic school. Like, I don't know what those big headsets were, but whatever. They do all that stuff. Big Bill and Ricky accept. In 2 weeks, we're getting the tag match. I'm just trying to fly through this. If you guys have something you want to say, stop me. Put your hand up. We'll get to it. Nothing? Good. We can move on. Great. We'll see that match soon. Trios titles, Scissor Gang, Bang Bang Gang. If you didn't see the Acclaimed and Bullet Club Gold have reunited, Jay, I thought you were doing thumbs down. I was like, don't hate, bro.
Why?
The Bang Bang Scissor Gang is great. That's probably a joke in and of itself with them. But the Ass Boys are back with Daddy Ass, and this is what they're doing. Jay White actually stopped the interference from happening from Prince Nana.
Yep.
Saved the day. And Mike drop. Billy Gunn pens Bishop. Guess who would have got the pen? Bishop. Stop penning that man. Pin someone else in that group. Pin Brian Cage. Damn. It's annoying. It is. And by the way, did you notice he does the pedigree and people kick out of it? I just want people to pay attention to that too. It's like the chart buster with Disco Inferno. What is this, bro?
I mean, I respect it though.
This is the hater.
I'm just
Copeland has more wins and no poses. I couldn't tell you. So that's what happened. Any words? Let's hope they unite those trios belts. And we're going to get to the main event right now. It was Suzuki versus Adam Copeland. Listen, we all know Suzuki's older, but Suzuki is a legend when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. You don't mess with Suzuki.
That he is.
They go through the barricade, cool camera shot circle around their heads. When Adam Copeland thought he had him, he kicked out of the spear at one point, grabs him and chokes him. I love that moment. I was like, yes, get him, Suzuki. But that was not how it was going to end. He wins doing the kill switch, gets the W over Minoru Suzuki. He does the babyface thing after he sweat. Suzuki, that was a great match. Suzuki does not shake his hand because he does not do that shit. So he walks out of the ring. He's done. He's like, I would have been a little upset if he shook my hand, actually. So I was like, great call, Adam Copeland. And they end with this flat like promo, like Christian Cage, I'm coming for you. And I was just like, that's it?
Basically.
I'm not mad that he won and did it. It felt awkward. It didn't feel fluent. It didn't feel good.
Well, I mean,
I'm giving this show a thumbs down. I'm telling you guys right now, it's a thumbs down for me tonight. I did not like it.
It's a little harsh, bro.
Who's this guy? Now I'm harsh.
That's a little harsh.
I'm giving it a thumbs down as well.
That's what I'm kind of giving.
BJ said thumbs down too.
That's what I'm giving it.
What's that? 2? What's that?
Straighten it out. What do you think?
Middle finger? Don't play around now.
Nah. What letter looks like that?
A V?
Nah. Take the whole thing, bro.
F?
Yeah.
Come on, Derek. Grow up, Derek.
Well,
I'm just saying, bro.
We hurried through that last hour block. They sped through that last hour block, but they crammed so much in here. We had to get we took our last TV commercial break while that second to last match is going on. Then we're going to do the overrun. You have Adam Copeland and Suzuki, and you're cramming them for time. I understand with shows, being booked, and WWE's had a history of doing that as well. But I feel like every week something is speeding them along or something's having to rush them. Like I'd say 9 shows out of 10, we've got something that way where we have to give that, warning, or we're going to keep going. Tony, we're going to stay on your channel until this match is over or whatever. Tonight's felt awful. Tonight's felt like you have all these things terribly timed. Having that, the extra backstage segments, throwing in an extra match, and just letting some matches go longer than they should have. Like it was rough. Like structure wise was really poor, and I think that's what hurt a lot of this show for me.
I think out of all the thumbs downs that I've ever given, this might be like my 3rd or 4th one for AEW, and I haven't given them many. I've given some thumbs in the middle when we allowed it, but never straight up. This reminds me of the 3rd show they ever did. I can't remember if it was in like Missouri or wherever it was. I remember
I can tell you exactly where it was. It was in Charleston, West Virginia. It was when they crowned the first ever tag team champions, because I was at it.
No, I don't think I hated that show. I think Derek was mad that they didn't pick Lucha Bros instead of SCU, but
that was the 3rd Dynamite.
There was a show though where I remember. I think it was either Missouri or Mississippi. I remember the state began with an M, and I remember hating that most of that show, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm mixing it with something else, but I just remember I was like, "Ooh, I did not like this show tonight," and I don't know why. It was like timing and everything, like you said, though.
According to my normal scale, tonight's was like your like super cheap thin crust frozen pizza.
Not even it was the when you say cheap, you're talking about like the dollar store frozen pizzas too, and you didn't put it in the oven, you microwaved it.
Yep.
And this ain't working, Chief.
Yeah.
Put it in for another 5 minutes.
Put it in the toaster. Do something else with this thing. Matt said 4.9 tonight for AEW.
I feel like that might have been his lowest that I've ever seen him give.
Right? Issa, I don't think Edge and Suzuki had chemistry and they rushed. What was the point of Sting and Darby? Could have taped that during the break and showed it and edited it down. Sounds like AEW was a crap sandwich on molded bread, but EPW was a solid 10 grilled cheese sandwich. I will not waste my time with a watch. Do not. Easy said 5.5 out of 10. That's more fair. McKinney, we're still going to talk, though, if you want to come back or listen to this tomorrow. We're going to address the rest of the state of AEW. And I think some of the stuff we said is going to play into this. And then we're going to talk a little 2K, then we'll get on out of here. Beach, take over, brother.
Okay, well, first things first, right before we start where we left off on the state of AEW, just wanted to say, because I didn't point it out before, Derek, I got the Maki Ito shirt on, Maki Ito Army representing. Watch the YouTube documentary.
I approve of that, Beach.
So where we left off, we were on current to future issues with AEW. Not a whole lot in comparison to last week's left to go. So not aiming to be a long time on this, but yeah. So one of the biggest things, and how weird that it played out the way it did this week, again, serendipitous, upcoming TV deals. We originally had heard, I was going to use this as a talking point last week, where WWE even talked to Warner Brothers Discovery at some point and was maybe in the running, which was very weird with AEW, being their show. Obviously that's not happening now. But there is an interesting factor, and that's where this plays in with AEW has this as a problem, not WWE. AEW does. No one said with intent yet that Raw is going to be on Monday still. They had mentioned previous they are willing to change days on it. We don't know when Netflix is planning on making it. They could change the date.
Does Netflix want to compete with the NFL? Do they view that as foolish? Why would I compete with the NFL when I can get more viewers on a Tuesday?
Ugh.
Or does it move to Wednesday?
Yeah, I was going to say, because they did announce, I saw, I think yesterday, they announced that SmackDown will be a Tuesday show on
Not
USA
so
Network.
so time out. That was speculation based
Oh, okay.
on an interview that was done with, see, now you're gonna find out I'm a nerd. On business MSNBC. I believe Nick Kaun was on there talking, and he said, yeah, it'll start on October 1st. Everyone looked it up. That's a Tuesday. And no, that's when the deal takes place. That's not when
Okay.
the show's
Okay.
gonna air.
I
But it could. You could be
Yeah.
right though.
When I first saw that, I'm like, okay, so that's Tuesday. So now NXT is moving to the CW. What night is NXT on?
Not said yet.
At this point, honestly, they could turn around CW because these networks have some say in where they're wanting the shows to be. They could straight up say they're not worried about AEW's competition. They're just wanting to be higher on the chart list on Wednesday nights. And
Right.
so NXT is now Wednesdays. That's a problem for AEW. Not that NXT is a better show, but just you've got some people who are watching everything throughout the week. And that's gonna take some viewers, that's gonna take some eyes.
I agree with you, and I also think you have to look at your strategy from a business standpoint when it comes to this. Me and Derek were just talking about the NFL stuff, like, hey, how are they going to compete with the NFL? But look at what WWE is doing. Netflix, streaming service, SmackDown, or excuse me, Raw, Netflix, streaming service, SmackDown, USA, cable. And then you're going to be on those local affiliate channels to where anybody can watch NXT. You
Right.
could always find out who the new stars are. Do you want to upgrade to cable? Mom, Dad, please, can we get cable? Sure, no problem. Or we'll get it on a streaming service. Then, yo, Mom, Dad, can we get Netflix? Well, we only got one account. I know, but I need one so that I can watch WWE. I have to have it. It's my favorite thing. Oh, you got to go into your pocket, pull out the $22 a month, whatever it's going to be in the future. It's going to be crazy. And AEW has changed the game as far as how Bischoff changed Nitro into making like matches where it was like, oh, we're going to get Macho Man versus Hogan tonight on Nitro. Cool. In this situation now, how Tony Khan changed the game is that deal with Fight.
Right.
AEW airs over there, and I know we all remember JR and the holy shit, what is that? When you catch him on air, he forgot that you're live, JR. What are you doing? Oh, my bad.
Right.
Raw's going to do the same thing now.
Oh.
They're not going to have commercials on Netflix. If you don't pay for them, you're not going to watch it. You'll see the headlock spot, and we'll be right back. Insert Michael Cole standing up, yelling with papers in his hand. Gosh,
maybe they will do what Peacock currently does. Because I don't know if you have the ad-free plan of Peacock or whatever for the PLEs.
I'm broke. I pay the broadband price.
when they moved me over, I just stayed at the same price. I was like, nah, I'll just stay here. I'm a big fighter against ads. But during the PLEs, when they go to send it to the commercial break, you get a really long vignette package for 1 to 2 wrestlers during that time. So I've seen ones that they do for Kevin Owens and one for Charlotte Flair, and it'll just be a recap of the character and who they are and why they are where they are. So they might do that. So you're still technically getting an ad, but it's for a wrestler. I don't know.
Maybe you mix it up. Sometimes you stay with the action, sometimes you don't. Also, let's get back on AEW because I could talk about what WWE should do and what they shouldn't. We can have a state of them another day, Beach. We could probably talk about them for 8 hours. But with AEW right now, I think they need to be worried about their next TV deal. I think Warner Brothers Discovery is pretty much a safe lock at this point.
Yes.
But so Derek, what do they wind up on cable? I think they need a hybrid.
They do. I think it has to be something unexpected, and
they need a big increase now too. If they're getting 500 million and you're AEW, you're like, well, if I'm number 2, you're giving me 300 or 200 for Dynamite at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that does the value of that deal drive the value of AEW up in your mind, or is it hurt more now by this is what I see on the websites?
That's a good point. Those kind of counteract.
Yeah. And it gets into the Meltzer stuff too that we were talking about. And you let me know when you're ready to bring that point up because I'm ready to drill about that.
Let's go ahead and bring it up before the next point here.
Dave Meltzer had the nerve to bring up that yo, it's not even like that, Dave. Dave Meltzer had the nerve to bring up that we have hit WCW 2000 lows of attendance for AEW. And I said, okay. I read through what he said, and I told BJ, Dave Meltzer is playing the line in this. He is basically saying, if Tony Khan does better, he did better because I warned him that this was happening. But if Tony Khan does worse, aha, I told you so. And he's not offering anything constructive to say. So this is where I have to say bullshit on Dave Meltzer because there's no way he's playing the line. So whatever happens, he's going to say, no, I told you, remember? And people aren't going to come back and fact check him unless you're me. Hey, shout out to Dave. I've asked him on Twitter, hey, did Tony Khan lie about the Cole Cabana contract situation or did someone lie to you? Dave never answers that question when I ask. I wonder why. Because the truth has to be told then when you answer that. So are you going to say Tony's a liar or the person who told you's a liar? Which one is it?
Right.
Do-do-do.
When it comes to online stuff, yeah, there's a few places that I think are reputable, but when it comes to individual people, I clearly see Houseman as playing the Punk side. Meltzer is playing as you said, the line. He's playing middle with a lean towards the Bucks. So if the Bucks aren't happy, he's not going to report good things. But the one that's like completely like even playing field from what I've seen is Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, I think he's the most reliable out of all the reporters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, give me Sean Ross Sapp all day.
Yeah.
Matt Lopez says AEW should get that hybrid of TV streaming on Max with pay-per-views. I agree. Beej, do you think the $50 pay-per-views can be no more? I know we're kind of rushing through this. I don't know if we talk pay-per-views.
So I am I'm getting real thin when it comes to the pockets because of the additional pay-per-views that were coming. When I was like, oh, it's what I'm paying as the equivalent of WWE Network a year, and it's 5 major events. Cool, I could do that, whatever. But it's not that. It's 8.
Not anymore.
It might be more. And so, especially when it comes to the all in, all out situation.
Too much. That was the first time where I was like, yeah, this is too much.
All Out was a good pay-per-view. But
I would disagree.
From All Out on, none of them have been worth the $50. I used to think before All In and Wembley, every pay-per-view I purchased was worth the money I spent. And now I don't necessarily feel that way.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that about the money.
Yeah. How could you not? How could you not be in agreement?
I used to look forward to the pay-per-views. BJ mentioned the Road 2s, Road to whatever, Road to Double or Nothing, whatever. I used to sit and watch those because I would get hyped for the matches on Friday, like after Rampage.
Right.
I would sit there with the intern and I was like, he's asleep. I'm just sitting there just chilling with him. And I'm like, yes, this is good.
Right.
I'm enjoying this. I don't enjoy it.
To answer E's question from the comments,
which
Wrestle Dream, he said not even Wrestle Dream. Wrestle Dream was the one that was worth it. I will say that out of all of the other ones since All In, that's been the one that's been worth it.
See, I feel like they've been sporadic if they've been worth it a little bit for me. I did not like All Out though. I'm one of the weirdos that I'm like, yo, when they were rating it, I'm like, y'all were rating it this high because you hate Punk. Or there's something, I'm like, there's no way you can say this is good. This is Collision. This is Collision's pay-per-view.
Right.
And I thought that Dynamite was featured on All In. I think this is another reason why. Why was Punk so salty that weekend? I'm like, did you see how many of his talent were booked on that show? It was him. That was it. Honestly, at FTR. Everyone else, where are they? Where's Hobbs? Oh, he was on the pre-show. Where's Miro? Pre-show. Come on now. They let Hook and Jack Perry float around and do whatever they're gonna do. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of how they put that together. Some of the matches were really good, like Danielson and Starks. I thought was one of the match savers.
Yeah.
Yeah. John G, what's up, brother? Thank you guys so much for coming in. Appreciate you. If you guys didn't hit the like button, I forgot to mention that earlier, but you know the deal already with that. Nobody's paying $50 a month for monthly pay-per-views. Listen, WWE was doing it for a long. See, this is another thing I have to say. Like, people were doing this for WWE. Now all of a sudden, I'm not paying $50. They have set the standard to where you think everything is $10. I'm like, that's not what it is.
Hey, I'm gonna throw you back to something real old school. During the Monday Night Wars, the first pay-per-view I ever purchased, even though I was a WCW person, the first one I ever purchased with birthday money was the Deadly Games Survivor Series in '98.
Deadly Games.
And through our satellite service, it was $49.99. And WCW pay-per-views were the same. And so if you were a fan like we are now, you were paying $100 a month just to be able to watch both companies' shows.
It was,
so that was happening in the late 90s. So 50 now, I'm just surprised it stayed at that point.
BJ, my suggestion to Tony would be if he has to keep the pay-per-view money, right? Because I don't think that I thought WWE was foolish to give WrestleMania away for $10. I just, you're crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I personally think that they should do 50 for the main four, and I think your main four still need to be Revolution, and then you add All In, so you'll have 5 big ones, $50, and then the rest of them slash it in half, make it 30.
Right.
Make it 30 or 25. I say 30 is probably more fair. They got to make a profit on this. 30 to 35 bucks. Charge people that price. Boom. Maybe the matches aren't as hot, but you still try to give them a little bang for the buck. And if the story fits, we're gonna give you a great match and we're gonna go crazy for you.
Yeah.
Tell some stories. That's it. That's all. It's like In Your House used to be. That's what I thought of instantly. In Your House was cheaper.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love that people say that shows. I said the show was bad. Well, now I gotta go watch. Of course, you're gonna watch the bad show, right? Don't watch when it's good. Don't watch when it's good.
Right.
Shout out to Pro Wrestler Shoot. Make sure you guys show them some love too. Unless you were one of those lucky ones that had the special. Hey, we don't condone illegal activity over here, but I didn't know anybody who had that box.
Shout out to my first ROH pay-per-view.
He said, "Shout out to my first ROH pay-per-view." BJ's been sitting there since 2002. ROH.
I didn't even know who ROH was, and that was the first time I ever saw Austin Aries.
Yes. Good times, man. Now we have to watch Netflix to watch Raw. Wait till Netflix is like $30. Right. Y'all don't think it's coming. By the end of this deal, I bet y'all be like, man, Ross, you gotta pay $30 to watch wrestling?
Yeah.
Yep. So my next talking point on the current to future issues for AEW, partnerships with other promotions. They did a little bit of work with TNA, with Impact, and New Japan, and they're still doing stuff with New Japan. They're apparently about to try to start working with some CMLL. They were still doing some AAA stuff, but also AAA is now doing a partnership with TNA, so I don't know how that works. But with these partnerships with other promotions, like you got to balance how you're going to do this, because CMLL and AAA historically do not get along.
You got to deal with the politics, outside politics within.
Yeah. And then it'll be interesting to see how things go with Tanahashi as a New Japan president now. What kind of
decisions? How about that too? How does New Japan's got to be looking at them sideways too? Like,
oh, absolutely.
You're taking everybody I've got. Like, if he goes to AEW, that's going to be a bad look, I think. So you took Will and Okada. What's this partnership doing for us?
Wait, Jay's over there.
Oh,
Kenny's
Jay White.
there.
Yeah.
Who else did you say?
Kenny.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and there was some hard feelings at first with the Kenny thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, they
So-
wouldn't even speak to them. They weren't even allowed to mention New Japan on BTE or anything.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I feel the pain. Yeah, it's gonna be muddy waters. You just gotta have to watch the political environment, and you got to be careful too because you're dealing with Conan. Something could happen on his podcast, and then look at who they just brought back. Alberto Del Dipshit just came back to AAA, and I don't mean that like he's a bad wrestler, but all the bad stuff that was going on with him in publicity, I don't even know what's true and what's not with all that stuff. But it sounded really dumb and really bad, whatever he was doing. So. How do you like balance that? Like if you're AEW, they're like, well, we're gonna send you ADR to come work. No, no, you're not. No, you're not.
No.
Yeah.
I could tell you right now, without saying names, they could bring a man with a plague doctor mask and an umbrella, and that would be a better move than bringing ADR.
And isn't he there too?
Yes, he is. There's already talk about maybe him showing up in TNA.
Yeah. It's a dangerous environment out here.
That
Yeah.
it is.
Definitely. But yeah, so that is definitely something that's going on that they got to keep their eyes open for. The other is now I'm going to get into Cody's people. Cody, I think I said it last week as well. Cody leaving was a bigger deal than Punk. Cody going to WWE was a bigger deal than Punk going back to WWE.
Can I tell you a line that I saw today? So I saw this was actually a lot of discourse on many of the socials. What was the bigger leaving point? Because of Raw, I think, because they had that promo segment, which was awesome. Stop hating, Derek.
Between who?
Cody and Punk. I'm gonna make you go back and watch this after. Listen, so they brought it up. I think Punk hurt the business side, but Cody hurt the heart and morale of AEW. That was, if he don't believe, should I believe?
Yeah,
that's how I felt. And listen.
And when you leave out like that, man, like that's a huge slap in the face.
There's a reason why you felt the way you felt, Derek. Listen, y'all, if y'all have never heard it, Cody's theme played, and as soon as Derek heard the drums, wrestling has. Damn it! I promise you, that was the literal reaction. And one time for the one time.
Well,
yes.
Come on, Beach. Don't do me like that, bro.
No.
So I do want to say this before I get to some of the other names here, but wasn't it about Mania? Was it not Mania? Rumble last year when there was an absolute friend that was with him?
Yes.
And wasn't all the reports and stuff talking about he still had just a little over a year left on his contract anyways? Don't worry about that kind of thing.
I've heard two rumors to it. One says he's in a really long contract, and the other one says that he doesn't have much time. So I don't know which one to believe.
Isn't he about to defend titles in 2 weeks? I don't know. But yes, that is one of the biggest names. That is probably out of all the names that I could think of that are Cody's people, quote unquote. Ricky Starks. I have been saying for about 2 years now, I think there's either a fifth pillar or Ricky Starks is taking one of the 4 pillar spots when it came to AEW. But the more and more it seems to play out, and the more and more like you think on things, Ricky is a Cody guy. I don't know. I think Ricky would be better off being in AEW in the long run
for himself.
Yeah, basically.
But I can't help but think he's one of Cody's guys, so he's probably going to leave.
Listen, I tell Derek every week, I see Ricky Starks working with Bruce Pritchard on promos.
I don't see any way, You could block that.
They're about to be on that Texas boy stuff. Like they're like, I'm from Texas too. I like you a lot, Ricky. Bruce Pritchard gets along with those guys. Taker, JBL, Texas connection, basically. Yeah. And look at Cody's people have already left. Jade Cargill's over there.
Yeah.
Jade has left. I'm interested to see Wardlow.
Wardlow could make a big difference over there. I could see Preston Vance.
Mm-hmm.
He might be another guy that's tired of being wasted and it's time to learn what to properly do.
Right.
These are all Cody students, Cody's friends. And the biggest one, now, luckily, I think if all the rumors and news has been believable, we don't have to worry about the biggest one. That was one of Cody's people. You know, he called him the roller coaster and MJF. That might be a little secure, but I don't know how much it is for all the other Cody guys.
He better sign a deal.
He most likely will.
He better have already signed it, not will.
Yeah.
If I find out MJF is not signed, I will come on here and roast Tony Khan for an entire show. There won't even be a review that day. I promise you. It'll just be me yelling at Tony Khan for foolishness.
Yeah.
Then letting Derek yell at you for 5 minutes. And then we'll let BJ yell at you. Then I'm coming back to yell some more about foolishness that's been going on in this company.
It'll be that it'll be a verbal version of the New Day stomps when they had
What was it? It was the unicorn something. The unicorn stomps just boom boom
just,
tag boom 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 tag. Yeah, it's just you cannot do that. You cannot mess this up.
No, especially where both companies are set up in their positions.
What up, Mike?
What up? You can't allow that to happen. If you don't have him signed up right now, you be at that man's feet, at his door.
No, there ain't no at the door. If I find out he's not signed and you let this happen, listen, I was mad after the Moxley thing. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone lets this go. BJ knows I'm little detail man, and I'll be like, wait a minute. John Moxley said he threatened to go to SummerSlam. Let go. Be my guest. Who are you to threaten me? Like, I would have told him to beat it. Right. And then to say, I'm not losing to Punk? What is this, bro? What is going on right now?
Yeah.
And I think that caught Punk off guard. And like I said, I think a lot of stuff happened and it started leaving like the salty taste in Punk's mouth of like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
You don't have control of this place. What is going on? I said, you told me I was getting it. Well, now this is going on. Is that what you want to do? Okay, I'll do it. Oh, I'm getting it back though? Yeah, you're getting it back though. I swear.
Yeah.
Very weird. Gomar, what up? Welcome. BJ, did you bring up that thing CJ told you to remember? Yeah, it was the Dave Meltzer WCW crap line.
Mm-hmm.
D-Money was good.
How's it going? On top of the Cody's people, the next is the Elite's people. Before I get into that, there was something I wanted to say on the Dynamite review portion that I forgot about, and it really bothered me. And of course we don't know everything because we're not there and we're not their friends and stuff, but the last thing that we had heard about Kenny, about him not having the surgery yet because they couldn't get like the enzymes controlled and stuff like that to, make it work. Tonight, the Bucks said, as the only EVPs left, two of the four, meaning just them, they were like, saying like Kenny's gone. The thing about that is when I found out about the diverticulitis thing, I have family who have gone through that. I think we might have brought it up about like how it can affect things and how it could be with Kenny, but like there is the indefinite thing. It is a real possibility that it could be, that's it for Kenny.
Yeah.
Like that's still a real possibility right now. And so if you're just talking that way, I know it might be for character, it might be to just an extra jab, but like I wouldn't do that stuff unless you had news that it was going to be otherwise. That's bad like energy in the ether. I don't do that. Like,
Yeah, bad
that-
juju.
Oh
Yeah.
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 You got to avoid all bad juju as possible.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. But had to say that. But yes, the elites people is another current to future issue, because one, you have a lot of people who are friends with the Bucks, with the elite, who are still there. They still want that spot. They still want to be featured. They still want to be growing. Some of those people who came in, who were initially there on the show, they aren't being utilized anywhere near where they were. Some of the other ones who are there consistently, it might not be in the best light that you're there consistently. It just might be that you're present rather than important for stories. But their contracts are going to be coming up. How do the Bucks feel right now, you know, with talking about the Meltzer thing, him revealing about like his wife leaving and stuff? If they're feeling that way, does it affect these guys? Will these guys leave? Will these guys want, you know, will TK keep more elite people after everything that's gone on? That's a lot to juggle while already on its own with all this other stuff.
I think it's just compounding issues of TK not having control, and I think that when they were setting this company up, the Bucks put it in their favor. Let's ask the wrestlers what they want to do.
Yeah.
Ding. Yeah, it goes in our favor. Let's ask the board. My wife's on the board. Ding. It goes in my favor. There's no volley for TK. There's nothing that works for TK except for if he's like, ask Mega. Let's talk about law. Well, it's Tony's company. That's it. Or if somebody wants to suck up and figure out what time it is, okay, well, it's Tony's company. That's what it's going to be. And I want to real quick bring up, I saw D Money had put in here. He put, he needs to be the money man and let Bischoff run it. Hell no.
Nope.
To the no. Nah, Eric Bischoff is awful, bro. He has never ran a company successfully. Like I said, I said this on Monday with Sean. I said he ran something for 83 weeks, and he wasn't even the best for 83 weeks. Some of those weeks, WWE were better than them. It takes a while for the momentum to swing. I see people saying TK is done. Mike said that. I don't think TK's done.
No.
Vince McMahon was done then in 1992 when the attendance started going down. In 1993 when it got really bad. In 94 when it was at its lowest. 95. Nobody said that stuff back then. So are there issues that could be fixed? Yes. But tell me one time when someone has ever said, you know what, WWF and WCW are doing great. Because in wrestling fans' weird ass minds, one's up, one's down. There's never you're both up or you're both down. It's never like that. Someone's winning and someone's losing.
Yeah.
Right. So where I was speaking, the elites people, their contracts, stuff like that, it bridges over into AEW talent contracts coming up, switching around. Who, you know, you've signed some people. When is the point in time for you to cut people? That sort of thing. I didn't even realize this until today. I run just with a couple of like friends. We've been for like over a decade running like fantasy football, but for like pro wrestling, and like you draft people from different like promotions and put on. I was I was doing numbers to know what our picks are going to be like, because some years the picks have had to like, you know, how many you get versus how many people's in, that kind of thing, because you're going to run out of roster and all this kind of stuff. For the first time, because of needing people in case you got a sub or injuries or whatever like that, for the first time, there are more AEW picks than there are WWE picks. And so you got a lot of people. And I'm seeing where like people show up, or people are more ROH guys, or all that kind of stuff. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to cut some of these people out? Like, eventually something's going to have to give there. We know that money-wise, year over year, like last year, they were still in the negative, but the whole point was like a 5-year plan to start changing some stuff. If this upcoming year, they're still like hitting those same numbers or worse, you're going to have to cut people.
Yeah, and I think that might be the plan anyway, from
But
how
you
I'm
risk
seeing,
who
because
you're
some
cutting.
people aren't getting renewed. People who like when I heard Kip Sabian got a new one, I was shocked because I was like, he's cutting a lot of other people like that are on the lower levels. He's like, yeah, you're out of here, and he's been
Yeah.
making some moves. Like some people have just been, I guess I'm done. That's it.
Yeah.
So
And that's part one. Part two is future WWE releases. It's gonna happen. When they became that TKO, when they started, they did the merger, they did the sell, and initially like, oh, this isn't actually worth what we paid for it, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Like, even if, oh yeah, we've got this deal on Netflix and money's great, the company still might see, yeah, but we kind of dipped and then climbed. We need to replace where that dip was with another like stabilizer. So like, let's cut some people.
I'm gonna counterpoint what Mike's saying as well as answer your thing too. Mike said TK needs to stop complaining about other companies and worry about his companies. Has anyone realized that WWE is putting out false stories, possibly? Mercedes Moné is going to WWE. Mercedes Moné is going to AEW. And I was told recently that some of these stories aren't coming from AEW's camp about AEW.
Yeah.
Why is someone telling you, well, they're not coming here, so they must be going over there? That's weird.
Yeah.
So is WWE worried about their company? Or are they worried about trying to bury AEW? I'm just pointing it out there. It's just food for thought. I know everybody thinks it's the other way, but I think it works both ways sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That one I think can go both ways. I think you're looking at which one is the most important to attack right now.
Right. The Okada report about him going to WWE and starting in NXT was fishy. Okada might start in NXT though to learn the camera work. Because when you pin someone, you have to look at certain cameras. No. I'm just telling you this because of what they said about AJ Nakamura. If they feel he doesn't know where the cameras are and stuff, they're gonna make him go to NXT, even if it's for a program with just Ilya and then he comes up. They'll make him do something like that. I don't know if it's necessary. They may even just have Shawn Michaels work with him until he's ready for TV. Yeah. It could happen, but like I said, I don't know what Okada's gonna do at this point. He brings up another good point. Catch a strays from WWE related social media accounts, though. Yep. Yeah, touche.
Oh no, I just saw E's other comment. No.
Is that Blink 182 CD? I'm kidding.
But the last one, so talking about the releases, not only, with the WWE releases, is TK going to pick those people up too? That only helps with kicking more people off your current roster if that is the case.
I mean, you also have to catch the hot hands. I think you just have to play it smart. Like, did we really need, so going back and looking at this is going to sound me being harsh. Did we really need Toni Nese? No. I don't think so.
No. You could have used Toni Nese in a better way and he would have been more valuable than what you did with him, but yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he would have been better off on ROH from the beginning, but once again, what is ROH? We don't know. Is it a farm league? Is it another division? Is it separate from all of this? I personally think he should let Jeff Jarrett or somebody run one of them. Like, let Jarrett run ROH and just say you have free reign. If I get a bad report, you come in upstairs and you're getting grounded, son. You cannot do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I hear something bad if I hear about a bunkhouse match with screwdrivers going in people's heads and someone's like, this is too crazy to be on TV. Jeff, what are you doing, bro?
Right.
I apologize, Tony. I thought it was Memphis. Like, I don't know what they're going to say, but let him run it then. Let him work with Conrad and do their stuff.
Right. Incoming longest reigning ROH champion, Jeff Jarrett.
It's my world. TK is more selective than he seems. He didn't get Matt Cardona. Yeah, I don't think Cardona was ready at that time, though. I think that taught Cardona, like, this ain't gonna work, bro.
Yeah, I think it was Cardona that said, if I go back to this, I'm not gonna keep being able to do where I'm at. He'll come back to one of those when the money's not as good.
Rockstar said we didn't need Flair. I feel like Flair could be a political hire too, because you think Charlotte's going to come over there if you didn't treat her father well, and Rick was already mad he didn't get brought in for Andrade the first time. You know what I mean? Like, there's a game to this too. Like,
yeah,
do we want Charlotte one day? I guess. They fumbled Nice for sure.
Yes, they did.
Smoky Mountain of Honor.
So the last part of this one, current to future issues. Chris Jericho. We mentioned it a little bit last week. We did not mention it this week because he wasn't on the show. Dude, they have to do something. So ever since you told me, you talked with me both on this show and just in our conversations about Jericho, about how Jericho would go in phases. He's the David Bowie of professional wrestling. He has different chapters, different phases, different personas. But when you said that you think that he's not taking the time to step away now because he doesn't want the Kurt Angle effect.
Body locking up is what I mean.
Yeah, like the body just locking up and not moving the way that it was. I believe that. I believe that's got to be the reason why. So that being said, you're in a very tricky spot because of what's going on outside of the wrestling ring with Jericho stuff, and you're not addressing it because, Chris wants to stay active. He wants to stay in it. He wants to keep, doing stuff. Okay, so we want to keep Chris doing stuff so that he doesn't have this happen, but yet we're not going to address and talk about the elephant in the room with him. And then
also, is it something that Tony can get a hold of? Because maybe this is Jericho's personal NDA. You got to remember, it might not be company known. It might be you signed an NDA with me. We're not discussing this. My lawyer said no. So let's just leave it where it is.
But then you have TK.
He might have to say, I got to release you if I don't know what's going on with this.
I got to have you set out for a little bit. Even if you don't want to, I've got to have you do it because of what's going on.
Until he does his own, and this is going to sound bad, his own sham of an investigation. Like, okay, I did my best.
That might be something
that he's going to have to do.
Yeah, that's a patent. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. That's I don't know. I don't know what happens with this. You got to do something with Jericho, though. Like, you have to do some type of investigation or explain what happened with Kylie Rae. Like, why did Kylie Rae left because blah, 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 blah. And it might not, and she might not want the reason out either. Like, it's a tough, like, without knowing the background details, we don't know.
So I don't want to go as far as saying it's like a black eye on AEW because this isn't necessarily maybe AEW business. As you said, it could be like a Jericho personal NDA
it's PR work.
But if you meet someone or if you have family or friends or whatever, and you see them one day and they have a black eye and they never talk about it, they never tell you what happened, it's just there and you've got it the whole time, your mind is going to be like, what happened? Why do they have a black eye? What did they fall? Did someone hurt them? What's going on? Your mind is going to be constantly rushing, and that's what we're doing on the Jericho thing. So you either have to be like, oh, hey, I got a black eye. Here's the story. Or I got a black eye. I don't want to talk about it. Just know that things are at this place.
Or TK has to separate himself from the bullshit. Like, he has to say, listen, this is not an NDA with me. I have no awareness of this. My team did look into it. We could not find any substantial evidence. For any other further evidence, you will have to talk to Chris Jericho and his team. That is it. Chris
Absolutely
Jericho
done.
still works here.
And then whatever happens in
Your
Jericho
hands are
segments or
washed.
whatever, yeah,
basically.
Yeah, and Jericho, Chris Jericho did not want to cooperate. Like I said, you could just say what happened in your investigation. He did not want to cooperate with us. I do not have enough details about this to tell you what happened. I know Kylie Ray came to me, asked for a release, and we agreed. It was simple and it was done.
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very weird. Very, very weird, that whole situation. But it does need to be handled and taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that
Take
might
care of
not
it quick before it gets out of hand, because you're going to be up the creek without a paddle. So,
And that's
Yeah.
the paddling too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So the Jericho thing might not be the biggest of all their current to future issues, but it is the most glaring at the current moment of we need to absolve this somehow, because
And-
I don't want to feel awkward every time Chris Jericho's on a screen. I was just saying two months ago that, yeah, he's definitely one of the greatest to ever do it. He's like the greatest of all time with all of his character work and all this kind of stuff, his longevity compared to other people, stuff like that. Like, I'm hyping Chris Jericho up. I might end up finding out information that changes that historically, but right now he's still on my TV every week and I don't know. And I don't want to just jump and start.
And you're like, do I sing Judas or do I not? If you're in the live crowd, there's got to
Do
be
I
people
boo
there's
him or
conflicted.
do I not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And no one's letting me know, like no one's giving me any inclination one way or another. And that's either from him or from the company that he's in. And at least company standpoint could say, we don't know. It's inconclusive, something like that.
I think that wraps up our state of the AEW
does.
address. We love AEW. This is coming from a place of love, not a place of like, I hate AEW. I don't want to see them succeed. We talked about things. We gave examples of how to fix them. I want people to hear that, because I'm tired of these popular Twitter accounts and stuff. Oh, it sucks. Copy at WrestleTix. Like, no, you don't get to just say attendance sucks and people follow them. I don't understand. Stop following garbage, people, is what I'm trying. I want to teach people stuff. Stop following trash.
Yes.
It's not necessary, because that's negative bullshit going into the abyss of pro wrestling that's not needed. You can have fun with Cody's not finishing the story. Ha ha ha. That I get it. It's fun to poke fun sometimes. But the overly negative, like TNA sucks all the time, I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing WWE is pure trash and AEW's the best. I'm tired of seeing AEW's garbage. Look at the attendance. I'm tired of seeing the attendance pictures. Did you come to watch a show or take pictures of the people? I don't do that when I go to shows. That's the last thing I'm thinking about. I'm like, yo, time to have fun.
Right.
Sit back and watch the show. I just don't remember doing any of that.
Yeah.
So just be positive.
Yeah, I agree. I think with most of everything I try to do, it is to educate and elevate. And I think with us doing the state of AEW, it wasn't to be also negative as
he is a wild boy. Stop it.
As more as it as much as it was for anyone who was listening, anyone who's been critical, anyone who's been like, oh, AEW, well, look, this is some stuff that they're really dealing with. Here are some things that they're trying to get over. Here's some stuff that they did manage and get over, whether it was good or bad. This is how we got to where we are. And this is the stuff that they can do to make it better. These are some suggestions. We're not the experts. We don't know all the ins and outs, but maybe there's a possibility, just like in some other companies historically, maybe the owners surrounded themselves with yes men.
You never know, or maybe people are being yes men to be because they're afraid of the owners.
As you have seen on your own channel, AEW popped in here. Their official channel popped in here on one of your shows They go out, they look, they learn to listen. Maybe they pick up something. Maybe they already did last week. Rankings are back.
Just
I don't
saying.
know.
Just say it did pop up kind of funnily after we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing it out there. Real quick, we're gonna switch gears. I know people are here. I see people talking WWE 2K24 in the chat real quick. Here's the cover. I do not want your smart ass comment because I will laugh. Please do not put it about propaganda with Cody. But Cody Rhodes is on the cover. Beej, any quick thoughts on this? I know he's on the standard edition. We do have the ladies taking the deluxe edition. I love the Bianca and Rhea Ripley cover. I think that's really badass to see them on it. And my personal favorite, the 40 years of wrestling, just all the legends and whoever did that artwork, it's a thing of beauty. It's sad that it's not going to be in like physical form for people to have because that's really good art, I think.
And I think for that one, you should have gotten a physical copy because this one looks like it should be a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
E ruined the cover for me. Nikita Koloff will be proud of that cover. He called it the Soviet Union cover. Cody with the propaganda, with the flag and everything. Oh, that's a wild boy, E. But quick thoughts on what you saw for the game. So we got the 40 years of WrestleMania. Casket matches are back. Special guest referee. I mean, that opens up RTR, as you guys can see, at LBJ. You see all his stuff right there. Make sure you show him some love.
Thank you.
Yeah, but what'd you guys think of it, though?
No, go ahead, Beach.
Everything that I saw, the only thing I didn't like was the Stone Cold AI. That commercial, that was
Stone Cold ET.
that was freaky.
Yo, stop with the ET.
But no, I'm excited for the rest of it. I'm excited to see if they're replacing the showcase mode with this 40 years, maybe 40-year like history type of thing.
21 matches for the record.
What is it?
Okay.
21 matches only for the record. I think they didn't want to do all 40. I thought they were going to do something from every Mania, but that's a lot of arenas to put in.
Yeah. So this is going to sound very weird, but I thought of this the other day when I was thinking of the 40 years of Mania and how maybe they were replacing it. I think Madden used to do this, but I know like the old NCAA football games, or at least the 2K ones, would do it, where they were telling historic moments, and you would go back and you wouldn't play the whole game. Some you would play the whole game, but some it would be the last 2 minutes. Yeah, or whatever. Like, what if you could do that? What if you had the 21 full matches, but then you had those kind of scenarios in between?
That might be better. I just, for older fans, I think it's tough for us to get into it because I've played. How many times have we played Hogan and Andre? I'm just trying to think. 14, you had to play it. You had to play it in Legends of WrestleMania. I've been playing this match since Nintendo. I'm over it, guys. I know it's like the WWE staple match, though, for all of us of this era. Like, you must watch Hogan and Andre to understand what we're all about.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm more of a Savage Steamboat kind of guy, you know? So that's just me. But I like the match quality better. But it depends. It's different stroke for different folks. I get what that matchup means, though, to the company. Bobby the Brain Heenan, there's a manager. Andre's huge, larger than life. Here's Hogan, the muscle guy. He's America. I understand what they were going for with it. But then we also got Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Gotta rock with it.
Yeah, we'll play that one on the 60-year WrestleMania anniversary one.
That one was left out of 14, actually. They didn't put that match in. It was like I think it was Triple H and Orton or something they did. We got people not feeling the trailer. Jesse said he was not feeling the trailer, but he's hyped for the game though. I'm glad the match types are back. I do think a lot of people are overhyping this. I'm like, it took you 10 years. It took you a decade to put the matches back we lost in 2K14. That's a long time. Like, you got to admit, there's got to be some disappointment in there when you look at the timeline of things too.
Yeah.
I will say, especially after you put up that picture of dastardly Cody Rhodes, man, they've really messed out on that cover. They could have had all the faces of Cody to now, and you even use that caption from undesirable to undeniable. Like, could have been a way better cover.
Yeah. Cody's the man. Listen, and I'm telling you guys now, I think Punk's selling the DLC. CM Punk is going to be like the DLC. What are you thumbs downing, Cody? Dude, you're a hater, bro. Don't even listen to Derek. On this.
Hate.
You buying the game?
I might.
See,
I ain't buying it for Cody.
Okay. But no dashing in the all. That is my favorite Cody attire. I'm not gonna lie. The white and the black when he was the Intercontinental Champ.
Mhm.
Classic commentary and announcers pack would be great DLC. It depends on who I'm getting. I need some Gorilla and Heenan for that. Punk is late DLC like Ronda for 2K22. Got to see the gameplay and controls. I think them controls are going to be I hate the new controls. I've told Jesse this 1,000 times. I can't. Square X square. Hit it. Like when you're going back to play those showcase matches. Tell me how many times you pause it when you're playing it. What am I supposed to do? Square X. Weak grapple. Okay. Right. And it's just all buttons you're pressing. I can't. Yeah. I'm not a fan of it.
I think they should give the option to choose like your scheme of your controls, whether you want it to be.
I think you can change them. You can change them if you want to. It's just they don't work.
I mean, like with the grappling system. I'm not trying to say like have two separate systems if you could somehow make it work the same, but like this input on this system is like the modern 2K system, but I can also like have the combo of if I grab you with this button and I press this button and up, it's this, like the old school, like classic system.
Like how NHL lets you play with like the NHL 94 controls, which are simplistic, but they're there if you want to use them versus the complicated swivel the right stick in if you want to shoot this way. I'm so bad at hockey games now.
If you use this mode, it makes you not be able to do 6 extra moves in your character set. That's fine. I'll scrap 6 moves for being able to have that
for controllers that are more comfortable.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, game looks good. I'm ready to have some fun with it. I know RTR will probably be incorporating 2K24 once it's released. Probably got some call work to do after that though for a little bit, so you may have to hold on.
As I've mentioned up here, next week I'll have some new stuff out just before we get ready to start our full on like weekly stuff. That'll be running as 2K24 drops and we start doing some background work because that stuff takes some time.
I appreciate it, Beej. This has been fun running it up with you for the last 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm very appreciative of you guys having me on.
You're welcome back anytime. If you see an episode that you're like, you know what, let me hop on this Wednesday show with you. I got some stuff to say. Feel free. Anytime, Beej.
Sounds great.
We'll end this one up. We told the people we were going to keep them for 2.5 this week. We did pretty good, I think. We did a little bit better.
Yeah. I think so.
We'll be back next week with another episode of Dynamite. Catch me tomorrow on Thursday on Sean's channel, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. It's in the description. It's in the socials. I'll put it up one more time here in the live chat before we get ready to go. And yeah, man, make sure you guys show some love. Come on in, 8:05. Jesse from the Pro Wrestling Shoot's going to be there. Crystal's going to be there. It's gonna be a happening time, and I'm gonna be talking about The Rock and rubbing it in Sean's face that the People's Champ is gonna be here. No, I got a lot of interesting things to say about it though. It's gonna be fun. BJ, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to BJ's channel. That's right up there. Derek, stop hating. And for myself and my partners in crime, we are out for this episode of Everything Pro Wrestling. Thank you all. 1.